In recent weeks, the Republicans and Democrats have struggled to break the political deadlock that shut down the US government. Central to the big divide is the thorny issue of government funding, in particular over US President Barack Obama's healthcare package. We asked our Washington correspondent Stefan Grobe for the latest on Capitol Hill.
Hi Stefan, we're a fortnight into the shutdown and the US is now just 2 days away from a deadline to raise its debt limits. If that's not agreed, then the country would default. Surely that would never be allowed to happen. So is there a deal in sight now?
Well, we've seen over the last 48 hours or so a furious round of last-ditch negotiations between the Democratic and Republican leaders in the Senate, Reid and Mitch McConnell. And it looks like they're closing in on a deal as we speak. What we know is that this deal would reopen the government until January, extend the government's borrowing authority until February, and it would leave Obamacare, the health care law, basically untouched. Now, this proposal would only kick the can further down the road, but it would give both sides time to hammer out a long-term budget.
So the Senate may be nearer to reaching a compromise solution, but a full end to this crisis requires the passage of a bill through the Republican-controlled House of Representatives. How close is that, do you think?
Well, that's exactly the problem, Sarah. The right-wing extremists of the Republicans in the House are holding a gun at their own leadership not to accept this deal. So there's considerable pressure on House Speaker John Boehner from both sides. I think there will be enough votes from Democrats and moderate Republicans in the House to approve this compromise and end the political paralysis here in Washington. Politically, it will likely deepen the rift between the right and moderate wings of the Republican Party. And we're probably going to see some brutal Republican primaries ahead of next year's congressional elections. Some even say the right might break away from the Republican Party.
Stefan Grobe in Washington, thank you.
Thank you, Sarah.